First secrets are always the easiest to keep. The second ones are the one that quietly changes you. The days after the community festival passed more quickly than Amara expected. What had started as a simple exchange of phone numbers slowly became part of her daily routine. Every morning, Kachi sent her a message. Every afternoon, he found another reason to check on her. And every night, he never forgot to wish her a peaceful sleep. For the first time in a long while, Amara looked forward to hearing the sound of her phone. She smiled more often. She laughed to herself while reading. Sometimes, she caught herself thinking about Kachi even when her phone was silent. Only 2 people knew about this growing friendship. Emma thought it was harmless. To her, Amara was simply enjoying the normal part of growing up. She believed young people deserve the freedom to make friends without every conversation becoming a community discussion. But Izzy saw things differently. She could not explain why, but something about the friendship made her uneasy. It wasn't because Amara was talking to a boy. It was because the friendship had become a secret. More than once, she reminded Amara that the strongest relationships never begin with hiding. Amara heard every word, but she convinced herself that she was only protecting her peace. After all, she wasn't doing anything wrong, or so she believed. That weekend, the village square became busy once again. A free community health outreach had come to Umudike. Families gathered beneath colorful tents to check their blood pressure, learn about common illnesses, and ask questions about their health. Children played nearby, while adult men and women patiently waited their turn. Among the healthcare workers was a familiar face. Everyone in Umudike knew Nurse Ng. She was the community's nurse who seemed to know every family by name. She greeted people warmly, listened without judgment, and always found time to encourage those who needed hope. But she was especially fond of Amara and her mother. As Amara, Ezine, and Eme walked past the outreach, Nurse Ng welcomed them with her usual smile and invited them to join the youth health section that was about to begin. For a brief moment, Amara considered staying, but before she could make up her mind, her phone vibrated. It was another message from Kachi. Without thinking much about it, she chose to follow the excitement in her hand instead of the invitation, waiting a few steps away. She told herself there will always be another health talk. She didn't know that sometimes the advice we ignore today becomes the wisdom we desperately need tomorrow. That night, as she read through Kachi's messages before going to bed, another notification appeared. Delete our chats after reading them, the message read. Amara stared at the screen. The request felt strange, but it also sounded reasonable. People in Umudike loved a good gossip. She didn't want anyone to misunderstand their newly found and growing friendship. Slowly, she began deleting every message, one after another. For the first time, it wasn't just Kachi she was hiding. She was beginning to hide pieces of herself. Inside her room, her mother walked quietly through the hallway, completely unaware that another secret had entered her daughter's life.